Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jody Scudder. Today I'm going to start a little book. I haven't done an art book before, so it's going to be kind of like a little art journal. And what I'm using as the base is a little kids book. I got it today at a garage sale, and I really like how thick the pages are, and it's little. It's actually smaller than an ATC size. So you can see it's about the same width, 2.5 by maybe 3 inches. So I had some collage papers that I've made before that I really like, and I still haven't, I've used them for other things, but I thought it would be really fun to use them in this book. So I've got quite a few pages, different designs, all in the similar colors, and I just thought it would be fun to use that. So this is one of my favorite ones. I don't know, I really like this grunge print. This was a print off a jelly print. I especially like the X's here. So I think what I'm going to do is use this as the front here. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Use that as the front. So I'm just going to move some of these other papers away for a minute so we don't get them wrecked. And I'm going to, let's see, I have a paper trimmer here. Pull it out. I'm going to start off with just a straight line, straight edge, and then I'm going to use my little X-Acto knife to cut all the other edges. Straight edge, and I'm going to cut another little edge off here as well. I haven't made a junk journal yet. I always think that if I'm going to do art, why wouldn't I just do something that I could sell that could be framed? But this I'm just kind of going to try it out, see if I like it, and maybe it'll be just something that I make for myself. Yeah, so I want that to kind of be the front of the book. I want the X there. So what I'm going to do is take this craft glue, and I'm going to just apply a little bit to the front. It works really well. I want to make sure I don't get it on the edges though, but I'm just going to spread it with this glue spreader and really get a nice coverage on the top. Yeah, a lot of times books get kind of yucky, and you know, kids are hard on them for sure. There we go. Okay, here's our X. So I'm going to start by placing that right there and really pressing down well. That glue, once it dries, it is really durable. Now I'm a little bit over the edge with the paper, which I'm fine with because I'm going to cut it after. Just want to make sure I have at least a good amount on there. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the side. I usually poke a hole through this top, but it always clogs up. So I just find it easier to remove the top and squirt out the glue that way. Okay, so we get a nice coating there. Fold it, press down. little bit more glue on this back. If you've done a junk journal before or an art book, I'd love to know below. Like I said, this is my first one. I just thought it might be fun to experiment with something on a small scale. You can, if you like it, you can always do something bigger, but these little tiny board books I thought were a really good size. If I don't like it, it's not very big to store, or I can give it away. But I just thought it'd be fun to use a little bit of paper that I've had before. All of these papers I actually made during an online course that I took, and then really press down, and then I'll be opening this. I could have cut it first, but I just wanted to make sure I really got a good cover on the edges. All right, I'm going to use an X-Acto knife. I was using this knife on foil yesterday. And then I'm going to use the book as my guide and push straight down and just cut this straight off so I can get the excess off. I can always go back and round those corners after. I'm just cutting off the excess first. The book is nice and thick, so it gives a really good, nice edge to cut against, almost like a straight ruler or something like that. Could probably clean this blade or use a new one. I can see there's some glue on here that's dried from earlier. You want to be really careful. These knives are super sharp. Okay, and using the book as my edge, as my guide, just giving it a little cut. Maybe I could have let that dry a bit. It seems like it's pulling off the edge a little bit, which is okay if it's, yeah, see, it kind of damaged that, but that's okay. We can fix it, and we can also add on some embellishments. So I'm not too worried about that. Sometimes I always think when there's a mistake or something goes wrong, maybe it's just an opportunity to do something different. Be creative and think of a solution. It's kind of like life, you know. Things don't always go as planned. And sometimes we just have to change directions or change ideas, come up with solutions, and do things a little bit differently. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm really happy with that. The paper on the outside of this book. I can see I need to do a little bit of work on this edge still, but overall I really like that pattern. It's got enough detail on it that it's kind of fun and interesting to look at. There we go. You can see the X, and I might even highlight that later. This is just our base. Here I want to touch that up a bit. I might do it with a pen or something, but yeah. So there's the front of our book, the cover, the book cover. And now I'm just going to go through the pages and insert through here. I'm thinking that this might be easier to cut the paper to size, because it's going to be a little bit harder as I get up through the different heights to cut that with an X-Acto knife. So let's measure it out. And let's see what paper we can do next. This is kind of a nice one. It's a page of a, I think it's a dictionary. No, sorry, it's not. It's out of a map book. And then it's got some circles on it. And I think, I don't know if I used a jelly print on this or not, but anyway. So I'm going to put that down, and we can also collage it, but let's just take a measure. I don't mind this little cutter. It's not the greatest quality, but what I like about it is it's just small. You know, I don't want to have a big bulky paper cutter on my workstation here. So I find it works well. And if you're too short, it's not a big deal. You could also do it in pieces, like collage it, right? Instead of doing the whole, covering the whole thing. So let's just measure from here to here. Make sure that edge is there. Cut up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're going to put on some glue. And using our little glue spreader. I love these glue spreaders. They're really handy. And once the glue dries off it, you can just peel it off and it's brand new again. It's just a great way. Like this glue it's like a white glue, but it's pretty sticky and thick. It dries fairly fast and it really holds well. So I'm just going to put it on here. After I do this part, I'll probably use a matte medium. But since this is just a little book for myself, I like using this glue to make sure it's really down. Okay, and if you have too much, you can just scrape it off. And, oh darn, I have my corner rounder downstairs. I was teaching a class and it's still in my bag, but otherwise, that would be amazing to use my corner rounder first on this. If I did that, I think I have an edge that's very similar to this. It would save me some time, but oh well. Let's just start with this and see how well we can cover these pages. I think this is going to be really fun. I like I said, I love the size of this book. You know, you could make it as a little gift for someone with some special words or sentiments. And then fold it over. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that for my next one page. I'm going to go downstairs and get that corner rounder because I have a corner rounder that would be that perfect edge. And that would really save me some cutting. So you can see that's going to need a little bit of time to dry. And this is going to be nice and thick when we're finished. All right. So I'm going to go get the corner rounder, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go through each page and glue on a different piece of paper. Now, some of these papers are more, they're lightweight. These are tissue papers, which I'll probably collage on top. And then I've got some heavier ones like this music note one, and some of these other ones that are more solid as well, with a little stencil and a jelly print. And I'll probably use this again too. The cover, I really like this one, and I might even, you know, rip it and use that in the album again. So I'm going to have a part 2 next time when you come on, or when I come on. I will have all the pages glued, and then what we'll do is we'll go through and we'll collage each one and add some embellishments. I really want this to dry in between, and I want to go grab that corner rounder. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you've done a junk journal or a little book, let me know below, and let me know what size you like to work on. Like I said, this is, yeah, this is about a 3x3 book. So it's really tiny, nice to hold, and I think it would make a great little gift. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Appreciate any likes, and have a great day.